do we move on? How do we tackle it? How do we make sure that this does not affect the person next to me who has nothing to do with this? How do we make sure that my daughter, who didn't cause any of that, doesn't get affected by things that happen to me for whatever reason? So I guess just like looking at life in a positive like way. I mean, it's like, go through what you need to go through, but like come back, like back it up. Like things happen for me, not to me. But low-key, they do happen to me like all the time. Like I'm the friend, I'm the friend who always have something going on, and like that's just one of those things. Like just being a friend that has all these things happen to her. Like that is just one of the challenges that I've had. I'm like, I'm just like, oh, I've kind of, looking back right now, like I'm working on like oversharing because I've had some like really traumatic things happen to me. For example, I maybe a few of you guys know, like in 2021, I was shot. A few months after that, I got into a car accident. Uh, oh my gosh, it's a whole list, and something. It's always something. It's always something. It's always something, And then I'm like always talking to my friends, which are amazing people, by the way. Always supportive, always like comforting, love them down. But I'm kind of learning to not just dump it all on them. Everyone has their life going on. Like I'm telling you right now, you have your own stuff going on, and me bringing that to you is just a little bit unfair. And that is why I went through therapy. I am someone who grew up in a Christian home. My upbringing, talking about childhood and relationships, grew up in the church, and all is, whatever happens, you pray, right? Which, I still say pray. But I did also go to therapy, so that kind of helps the whole thing. Like, I went through holistic therapy for months, every single day. And, it is very taboo where I come from to go to therapy. I mean, maybe not so much anymore, but you know what I'm talking about if you're from where I'm from as well. So it taught me a lot of things. I see life now in a way that in different lenses than I used to be before therapy, before actually like finding Christ and strengthening the relationship and connection I have with Christ. And yeah, so I see life differently because of like all those experiences. And after that, going to therapy, making it a point for me to pursue a relationship with Christ, it just kind of changed the whole like dynamic. So I see life way different than I used to, like maybe 2 years ago, maybe. So yeah. What did survival teach me that comfort never could? Girl. Okay. What did survival teach me that comfort never could? Sometimes. I don't know. Like, I'm overwhelmed by the questions that I wrote. I will say it time and time again. I just, I cannot even imagine the version of myself that I would be without the experiences that I've faced in life. I cannot like I can't even, because that's all I know, like if someone is like a Nepo baby, for example, like if you ask them like how do you think life would have been if you were just poor. I'm not saying I was poor, I rebuke it, but like if you were poor, like they would probably struggle a little bit with that. And I feel the same way right now. It's like, I mean, probably better. I'm pretty sure life would have been so much better. I wouldn't be traumatized. But yeah, I guess I wouldn't, like, I don't know, girl. But I think that it's so hard to be serious, but like I'm trying my best. Okay, like I think comfort would have never given me the resilience that I have, the perseverance. I am someone who will push. Like one thing about me, I'm gonna push, like regardless. And one thing about pushing, things will work out. Like in one way that you can never ever imagine. Like people will come to your life. Like things will come to you because you persevere. Like you didn't give up, and things kind of like fall into place. Like I would make a lot of examples. Like I would make a lot of examples. It you will you know what I mean. So just keep going. Like it's hard, keep going. It will work out. It always works out. You know, I'm not even at a point where I'm like, oh, I have it all figured out. You know, I'm not. But I wouldn't in my wildest dreams thought, you know, that certain things were possible for me, you know. um Coming here, for example, like if I at some point didn't really know how we're gonna make it through the month at home, like every single day, like what are we gonna have for breakfast, lunch, and dinner every single day, like I would be like, how am I even gonna make up like 20 grand to get a flight ticket, pay for visa, and all those things? Like, you know, if I thought, I'm like, absolutely not. I don't even have enough food for the month. Like, how am I gonna just make up 20 grand? But look, so just one of those things. It's a lot of things. A lot of things I could mention, but like, with that being said, like, yo, I'm sick. So you will, you know, you will. It sounds like motivation, and I'm not trying to make it that, but let's move on. What version of me am I proud of for making it this far? Oh, honey, I am proud of all versions of me. If you know me, what you don't know about me maybe is the fact that I have been like hospitalized in a psych ward multiple times. Multiple times. When I'm talking about psych ward, I'm talking about like, so here I am right now, and ahead of time, I just like going back thinking about it. Again, like coming back to like relationships and the people that you meet, friendships, and all of that. I'm thinking about like the nurses that were over there. I'm pretty sure they're never gonna forget me. Maybe I gave them a hard time, but I'm still very grateful for them. They had a time dealing with me. But I'm glad, like today, I'm glad that all those things happened to me, you know. I was, I was able to actually like sit in a room with just me and my thoughts and figure out what exactly is the root and the cause of my problem, because that's what people go to school for, to study, to help you with your struggles. So again, I know it's very, very taboo from where I come from to be in like a psych ward, like, oh, what's happening? Like, she's going. Yeah, I was, but just a little bit. Okay, maybe a little bit too much, but I was. So again, very taboo, but 100% recommend if need be. um and just looking back, I'm just like, oh my goodness, like how did I even like find myself in that position? But it's the mind. It will do that. I told you earlier, I was like, I would say like, why these things are happening to me? I'm blaming myself for things that are beyond my control, which is crazy. And now that's driving me crazy. So, yeah, I'm very proud of that version of myself because this is the same version of myself, just, 2.0. I I've come so far. I've come so far. I am proud of the version of myself who made all the bad decisions that could have led to certain things or certain mental health struggles. Because again, like accountability will heal you instantly. Because just realizing that it's not always the people that do things to you, you do things to yourself. The decisions that you make, they lead you to where you are sometimes. So if you're always going to be pointing a finger, you're going to struggle even more because you don't realize how much you've done to contribute to the struggles that you are facing. So again, this is a safe space. Like I'm going to be keep it really, really, really like keep it a buck. I contributed towards at least 50% of my own mental health struggles. So I come here a changed woman. And I am so proud, very proud of the version of myself that I am now. So proud of the version of myself that I was then because I had to get myself out of that, little dark box and become who I am now, which I still continue to nurture the woman that I'm trying to be and, trying my best. So, with that being said, super proud of the girl. Okay. Okay, now this is my last two questions. Why am I grateful that you are here? I am so grateful that you are using your sweet time, sweet precious time to watch me in my room comfortable. So you stop what you're doing to watch me talk to myself. I'm kidding, I'm talking to you. But I'm very grateful that you're here and you are part of my journey. I have 40 subscribers. 40 subscribers. And these are my people, y'all. Like these are my people. Every single person that's on that list is like someone that I know like personally. Maybe some of you guys I know you from like social media, but it kind of feels like I know you guys. So it's like really cool. Like I love it. I love it. It's 40 subscribers. Like it's nothing major, but like for me, it's just very nice, small, and intimate. And I love that. And anyone who knows me knows that I love me like intimate, wholesome things. Um, you guys didn't know what I didn't post for 3 years. You probably were like, girl, don't play with us. So I hope that 2026 is a better year. With that regard, I'm gonna do better, and I'm actually gonna fulfill the dream that I want to create for myself. This is me documenting, for the most part, helping anybody that could relate to me. And also, like, let me tell you guys one thing. Like, one thing about struggling mentally, you think that other people are struggling as well. And when you realize that people aren't struggling as much as you are struggling, you can just not fathom how do you how. So again, maybe 80% of you guys don't relate, maybe 20% of you guys can relate. That's okay. And I think that just for the 80% that cannot relate to like struggles that people face like mentally, just having the understanding is just as important, because you could have someone in your life, you can have a friend, you can have a family member, and you don't even understand what they are going through. You know what I mean? So like, again, like I'm back 3 years later, and I hope to stay consistent. And thank you for watching. Love you. Bye.